Okay, so I'm just going to go over these rules by giving you the answers and showing you some work from the homework that was due today. When I have 2m squared times 2m cubed, I know I can multiply these together, of course, because it says multiplication, right? So I have 2 times 2, which is 4, m squared times m cubed, which is m to the 5th, and that's my final answer. I can also write this in exponential form. Exponentially, this looks like 2 squared, because it's 2 factors of 2, and m to the 5th. So I can write this 2 different ways, okay? In fact, I want you to practice writing it 2 different ways. Now this one is a little bit more complicated. This one says m to the 4th times m to the negative 3. Well, we know the rule. The rule is, our exponent rule is that x to the 3rd times x to the 2nd equals x to the 5th. Because when we have numbers up here, we're adding these exponents together. Okay? That's what we do. Remember, when we have x to the 4th taken to the 2nd power, that's when we multiply. Okay? But this is simply saying 3 factors of x, and this is saying 2 factors of x. So altogether, I have 5 factors of x, x to the 5th. Sorry, let me move this over because you didn't see anything that I just did there. Okay, so let's be reminded that x to the 3rd times x squared is x to the 5th. I can also write it like this, x to the 3 plus 2. And I can put that up there because I know that I add my exponents. In this case, I could have written x to the 4 times 2. And that could have been up there as well. So I want you to think about that rule. Pause this and put this in your notes if it's not already there. And we're going to move on to number 2. So if I know that when I multiply the same base number with different exponents, I can add those exponents up, I can do this. M to the 4 plus negative 3. Okay, that's a little hard to see. I'll redraw it. 4 plus negative 3. Okay? And we know that 4 plus negative 3 is 1, so m to the 1st power. So the answer to number 2 is 2m, period. Okay, so there's another way you can do this, which I really want to show you, and I'm going to show you a little bit below. And this is the big deal. Okay, this is understanding your negative exponents. M to the 4th times 2m to the negative 3. So m to the 4th we can write as a fraction, m to the 4th over 1, of course. And now 2m to the negative 3, it's important that we know that 2m to the negative 3 can be written as a fraction. Now, negative exponents do not mean negative numbers. They simply mean numbers that are less than 1. So that means I'm going to put this in a fraction underneath 1. So it's 1 over m to the 3rd. That's what m to the negative 3 is. And I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on why that's the case after this one. But it's important to understand when you have negative exponents, you have to place them into a fraction. So if I have this fraction and I multiply it by 2, I simply have 2 over m cubed. And I know that when I multiply fractions, when I multiply fractions, I can look for things that I can reduce, not cancel, right, but reduce. So m to the 3rd here can be reduced here. So my final answer is 2m. It's really important for you to see that. Okay, so I'm going to stop this tutorial and then I'm going to do a few more of these and post them for you if you want to see a couple of more before you get the answers.